Something is happening inside your body right now that your rational mind does not have the vocabulary to explain. The 5D split is not a metaphor, not a concept reserved for meditation circles. It is a measurable biological event, and your nervous system has already begun to feel its pressure at the cellular level. The Arcturian Council has transmitted a precise frequency into the morphogenetic field of this planet, and that transmission is physically restructuring the architecture of your cellular membrane in ways that science is only beginning to model. You are not imagining the fatigue, the pressure behind your eyes, the strange grief with no origin story, the sudden loss of appetite for everything that once felt familiar. These are the somatic signatures of a dimensional boundary actively moving through your body. Lock in. This transmission is the answer your biology has been waiting for. You are not sick. You are not broken. You are not in decline. What you are is in the middle of the most radical biological event that any human nervous system has been asked to survive in recorded planetary history. The separation between third density reality and fifth density consciousness is not happening above you, around you, or somewhere ahead of you in a distant spiritual future. It is happening inside the lipid bilayer of every cell in your body. It is happening in the synaptic cleft between your neurons. It is happening in the electromagnetic gradient between your auric field and the scalar field of the Earth herself. Your body knows it. Your body has always known it. The symptoms that modern medicine labels anxiety, burnout, adrenal dysregulation, and chronic inflammation are not malfunctions. They are upgrade receipts. The biological cost of carrying a fifth-dimensional frequency inside a third-dimensional carbon chassis, and proof that the transition is absolutely real. Let us begin with the physics of what is actually occurring, because this transmission will not ask you to believe. It will ask you to understand. The 5D split is, at its most precise scientific description, a bifurcation event within the morphogenetic field of this planet. A morphogenetic field is the non-local organizational template that governs the structural development of biological organisms. It is not located in space. It does not travel at the speed of light. It exists as a standing scalar wave pattern that interpenetrates all physical matter simultaneously, shaping how proteins fold, how neurons wire, how consciousness organizes itself into form. When a morphogenetic field undergoes bifurcation, it means two divergent organizational templates are pulling on the same biological substrate at once. Your body is the substrate. And right now, two fields, the collapsing carbon-based fear-indexed third-density template and the ascending crystalline love-indexed fifth-density template, are both running through your body simultaneously. This is why it feels physical, because it is. Your causal body, your highest etheric vehicle, the layer of your multidimensional anatomy that interfaces directly with the Akashic field, has already migrated its primary resonant frequency into fifth density bandwidth. It made this shift long before your waking mind became aware of it. Your causal body is now operating at a frequency range fundamentally incompatible with the dense, fear-saturated electromagnetic architecture of the third density world. This incompatibility creates what Arcturian quantum biophysics identifies as a frequency inversion event, a state in which your body's internal electromagnetic field and its external electromagnetic environment are running in direct opposition. Think of trying to receive two radio stations simultaneously on the same receiver. The signal interference does not produce music. It produces static. And that static is what you have been living inside. The static of a soul that has outgrown its frequency environment, but has not yet fully anchored into its destination field. If you felt this activation in your body, anchor your frequency now by typing light in the comments. This seals your field and signals the grid. Your central nervous system is the primary biological interface, where this frequency inversion event becomes viscerally experienced. Your nervous system is not merely a communication network. It is a bio-photonic antenna array. Every neuron generates and receives light. These biophotons, coherent packets of light produced within the mitochondria and transmitted along the microtubule network, are the language through which your body communicates with the morphogenetic field. In a healthy, coherent nervous system, this bio-photonic communication is synchronized with the Schumann resonance of the Earth. That electromagnetic heartbeat, pulsing at 7.83 Hertz, that has governed neurological rhythm across all biological life since the planet's inception. But the Schumann resonance is no longer stable. It is spiking into frequency ranges the third density nervous system was never engineered to process. Simultaneously, your electromagnetic environment is flooded with artificial EMF grids, operating at frequencies that scramble bio-photonic coherence and induce neural disharmony. Registered in the body as exhaustion, emotional volatility, and the inexplicable knowing that something has permanently changed. The combination of the rising Schumann field pulling your nervous system upward into fifth density coherence, and the artificial EMF architecture pulling your bio-photonic field downward into fragmentation, creates the exact phenomenology you have been living. The exhaustion that sleep does not repair. The emotional surges arriving without context. The grief of not being able to name what has been lost. This is not psychological. This is electrophysiology. Your nervous system caught between two worlds, running two incompatible operating systems, heroically refusing to collapse under the weight of that contradiction. The Arcturian Council does not see this as suffering. They see it as the most courageous act a consciousness can perform, to hold the charge of both worlds until the new world is fully anchored in the body. Bring your awareness now to the base of your spine, the first energy center, the root, the seat of your biological survival programming, the anchor point where your soul tethers itself to physical form. Feel the weight of your body against the surface beneath you. Feel the downward pull of gravity, the density of the physical world meeting your physical form. This is the ground. This is third density. This is where the activation begins. Breathe. A single slow breath drawn deep into the belly, filling the lower lungs first, expanding the diaphragm, holding at the peak of the inhale for just a moment, then releasing completely. With that breath, you have altered the pH of your bloodstream, shifted the firing threshold of your vagal nerve, and changed the coherence pattern of your heart's electromagnetic field. This is measurable physiology, and it is the first act of your sovereign reset. Sense now a quality of warmth at the base of your spine. Not visualized, not imagined, but sensed. A warmth that is also a frequency. A vibration so deep it is felt rather than heard. A pulse resonating in the marrow of your pelvic bones. This is the 432 Hertz carrier wave embedded in this transmission. A frequency mathematically consonant with the phi ratio, with the geometry of DNA itself, with the standing wave pattern of the human biofield at its most coherent. Let it anchor in. Let it settle into the root center like roots reaching downward into dark soil, spreading outward, establishing the foundation of the new crystalline architecture being built inside you from the ground up. From this warmth, sense a column of light beginning to organize along your spinal axis. At first, it is the color of deep amber, the color of compressed minerals that geological time has made crystalline and luminous. This is your third density inheritance rising to meet its upgrade. This is the carbon-to-plasma transition beginning at the cellular level in the mitochondrial matrix, where the quantum coherence of your biological field first begins to shift from particle-based, localized consciousness to wave-based, non-local awareness. The carbon lattice of your cellular structure is being infused with photonic density. The atoms of your body are becoming more light than matter. This is what the Arcturian healer means by crystalline architecture. The literal transformation of the electromagnetic signature of your cellular tissue toward a frequency coherence that third density biology has never before been asked to sustain. Allow this amber light to rise through the sacral center, the second gate, home of your creative force, your emotional fluidity, the archive of every experience your nervous system registered but did not complete. As it moves through the sacral, the light shifts into a rich liquid gold, warm and saturated, moving like a living fluid. Feel it spreading into your hips, your lower back, the organs of the pelvic basin, holding the somatic memory of your inherited frequency. As the liquid gold moves through them, it initiates an epigenetic unlock, a reprogramming of the methylation patterns on your DNA that have been encoding old frequency signatures. Fear responses, survival programs, inherited trauma patterns. Epigenetics has established that gene expression is dynamic, not fixed. It responds directly to the electromagnetic state of the organism. When you shift your frequency, you shift your epigenetic expression. This transmission is a frequency exposure event. This is medicine of the fifth dimension. Which center resonated most? The root, the heart, or the crown? Share your resonance in the comments below. I am observing your pulse and your progress. The liquid gold rises into the solar plexus, the third center, the seat of your sovereign will, the electromagnetic nexus, where your individual field broadcasts its signal into the morphogenetic field of the collective. This center has been under sustained assault in the current frequency environment. The digital noise architecture, the artificial EMF grids, the constant barrage of fear-indexed information flooding the collective field, all of this specifically disrupts the solar plexus. A human with a collapsed solar plexus cannot access sovereign will. They cannot perceive their own agency. They become consumers of frequency rather than generators of it. The activation moving through you now is a sovereign reset of this center. Breathe directly into any tightness you find here. The knot of anxiety, the compressed feeling of accumulated powerlessness. Meet it. Allow the 432 Hz carrier wave to meet that contraction with pure acceptance. The sovereign act of a field large enough to hold its own shadow without being destabilized by it. Genuine ascension does not bypass the darkness. It metabolizes it. It alchemizes the compressed coal of accumulated pain into the diamond of crystalline awareness. Rising now into the heart center, the fulcrum point of your entire multidimensional anatomy, the fourth gate. The heart generates the largest electromagnetic field in the human body. Its toroidal field extends outward by several feet in all directions, interfacing directly with the scalar field of the earth and the morphogenetic fields of every being around you. The heart is your primary transceiver, the organ most directly entangled with fifth density frequency, and the organ that feels the 5D split most acutely. Because the heart has never believed in separation. It has always known the unified field. It grieves when the world it inhabits insists on division. Let the light enter the heart center as obsidian violet, a color almost black but alive with deep purple luminance, the color of deep space, where the quantum vacuum hums with zero-point energy. This is the 528 Hz carrier, the frequency of DNA repair, of heart coherence, of morphogenetic field restoration. Let it fill your chest like a tide coming in, warming the sternum, radiating through your shoulder blades, moving down your arms into your palms. Your palms may tingle. They may feel warm or electric. This is coherent bio-photonic output. Your hands are transmitting the signal your heart is generating. The column rises through the throat, the fifth center, the gate of your sovereign voice. The throat governs not only speech, but the quantum mechanical process of conscious observation, the act by which consciousness collapses potential into actuality. When your throat center is coherent, your words are scalar wave emissions that directly alter the probability distribution of your immediate reality field. Feel the light here as liquid platinum, bright, metallic, impossibly clean, a frequency refined beyond all distortion. Feel the larynx releasing, not dramatically, but in a quiet, complete way, like a hand that had been clenching slowly, choosing to open. This is the neural plasticity activation, the rewiring of the neural pathways linking the throat to the heart, so that what you speak is no longer governed by fear of consequence, but by the direct signal of your heart's sovereign knowing. The light rises into the brow center, the sixth gate, the pineal gland complex, your body's primary scalar wave receiver. The pineal gland is a piezoelectric crystal housed in the center of the brain, exquisitely sensitive to changes in the ambient frequency field. The physical sensations of pineal activation are distinctive. A static tingle at the base of the pineal gland, a pressure behind the eyes, an occasional sense of light behind closed eyelids with no external source. These are not symptoms of pathology. They are evidence of activation. The crystalline white light filling this center now contains all frequencies simultaneously. A superluminous radiance the Arcturian Council associates with the frequency of Source itself. As it moves through the corpus callosum, it induces the bilateral synchronization neuroscience associates with states of non-ordinary awareness. This is the Chronos to Kairos shift, the movement from linear, sequential, clock time consciousness into the eternal, non-linear, simultaneous awareness of fifth density perception. In Kairos time, you do not experience events as beads on a string. You experience them as a living field that contains past and future as textures within its nowness. This is why the 5D split feels so disorienting. Your consciousness is learning a new relationship with time itself. And now, the crown, the seventh center, the aperture through which scalar waves of the universal morphogenetic field pour continuously into your bio-photonic system, feeding it with the cosmic intelligence that governs consciousness evolution across all dimensions, all timelines, all planetary systems in this sector of the galaxy. The Arcturian Council transmits through this aperture, not as a localized signal from a distant star system, but as a non-local standing wave appearing spontaneously within the coherent field of any nervous system prepared to receive it. Non-locality is the governing principle here. The quantum mechanical reality that two entangled systems are not separated by distance. That information transmits instantly across any spatial interval, because at the quantum level, there is no space. There is only field. And you are a node in that field. If you are ready to hold this charge and step into your sovereign power, type 444. Let us gather the souls vibrating at this exact frequency in this sacred space. Feel the crystalline white light pouring through the crown, moving downward through the central channel. Through each center you have opened and recalibrated, flooding the entire column of your spinal axis with coherent fifth density frequency. Feel it moving into every branch of your peripheral nervous system, down through your arms, your legs, out through your pelvic floor. Feel your entire nervous system illuminated, every neural pathway lit with bio-photonic light, every synapse bridged with a clean signal no longer subject to the distortion of the frequency inversion event. The static is clearing. The two competing morphogenetic templates are no longer running in opposition within your nervous system. The third density template has not been destroyed. It has been integrated, metabolized into the larger architecture of the fifth density field as a foundation. The rich, dark soil out of which the crystalline structure of your new consciousness grows. This is sovereign alignment. This is the destination this transmission has been guiding you toward from the first breath. Sovereign alignment is not a spiritual achievement attained once and held forever. It is a dynamic, living condition, a moment-by-moment orientation of your consciousness. Your nervous system, your bio-photonic field, your epigenetic expression, your neural pulse, toward the frequency of your highest embodied truth, in full awareness of every force working to pull you out of that orientation. The digital noise will still be present. The artificial EMF grids will still broadcast. But you have now established a reference frequency, a sovereign baseline, that your body knows how to return to. This transmission has encoded that baseline into the standing wave pattern of your biofield, and it will persist long beyond this session. The 5D split is not a punishment. It is not evidence that the ascension process has gone wrong. It is the inevitable, mathematically necessary phenomenology of a bifurcation point in a complex, dynamical system, which is precisely what a planetary consciousness evolution event is. At a bifurcation point, the old attractor and the new attractor coexist simultaneously. The system must pass through a period of apparent chaos, of increased sensitivity, of heightened volatility, before settling into the new attractor. Your body is the dynamical system. The symptoms you have been experiencing are not signs of failure. They are signs that you are right at the threshold of the new state. Your body knows the way. The crystalline architecture being built inside you, lattice by lattice, through every breath, every moment of choosing presence over panic, is real, measurable. It is already changing the protein folding patterns in your cells, already altering the coherence of your bio-photonic field, already rewiring the epigenetic expression of your DNA toward the fifth density blueprint your causal body carries as its original design. The upgrade is not coming. The upgrade is occurring. You are not waiting to ascend. You are ascending in this body, in this breath, in this moment of choosing to receive, rather than resist the frequency the universe is pouring through every portal open enough to hold it. Hold this field. Carry it back into your day. You are a walking transmission now, a sovereign node in the Arcturian grid, anchoring fifth density light into the body of a planet that is remembering what it means to be made of light.